I welcome you all in the course workshop 19ME103. Myself, K. Pradeep Chen, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, VFSTR. Today, the first lecture in the course workshop. So I am going to teach you from this lecture what is the course structure, what are its outcomes, and what is the syllabi. The content of the lecture will be follows like this. So first of all, I'm going to talk about what is the course objectives and the description, and what are the course outcomes, and what is the syllabus, and what are the list of experiments, and finally the textbooks. So before starting the course description and objectives, first of all I want to talk about the 2 points. The first one, this course is integrated with the lab. This course is integrated with the lab. And that means whenever you are learning this course, the lab also have integrated that one. And what are the topics we are talking here in the lectures? The same concepts in a practically we have to work into the lab. And moreover, the second point, this course is a compulsory for every engineering student irrespective of their specialization. It is not like that one, only the mechanical engineering students have to think, have to opt. It is not like that. Every student, you may be like as a computer science engineering student, or it may be a triple E student, or it may be a ECE or IT student, even it is a food technology graduate, or it may be like as a anyone have to compulsory have followed this course. This is the elementary course, I can say, in engineering point of view, or I can say it gives a foundation and understanding about learning the new things. And among all the courses in the first year, I can say confidently, this course is a much more interesting to the students. The thing is, what are the things you observe in your surroundings? What are the things you have come across in your real life? Those things we are talking here. Those things your own, that practically you are exposing and working to develop the models. So to highlighting about this course, so first of all we'll go through that one. What is its course descriptions and objectives, and later I will talk about much more on this course. The first of all, the course description and objectives. What will attain from this course, and what is the discussion, and what is this going to discuss means the students who will be choosing about this course, or the students who are studying this course, will get the knowledge in various workshop trades. Workshop trades. Till so far you don't know what is the meaning of the word workshop, but I will talk you about those things one after other. The first of all, we have a different types of workshops. The workshop is a very small shop located in a small space or region, and some tools are there. With the help of the tools, the operator is going to develop some product. A simple thing. That means the space, person, and the tools. The space is nothing but a small shop. Consider as a small shop. The tools, it may be like as a what are the tools, you know, those things where we are using. It is not a big things we are talking here. This is a general primary talk in engineering point of view. When I say about the different trades are there, the different machines or different workshops are there means, in a workshop we are called as a different workshop work trades. That work trade, it may be like as a carpentry, or it may be like as a fitting, it may be house wiring, or tinsmithing, or it may be forging, or welding, or it may be like as the CNC machines. CNC machines means the computer numerical controlled machine. That means the machine is operated and controlled by means of a computer. We are dealing with here a different trades. That means if you want to develop a wood type of product, that means it may be table, it may be chair or rack, or it may be simply a board. That is a wood product. How it is going to be manufactured. The second type of trade is about fitting. Fitting means you are dealing with the metals. The metals you have to cut into different sizes and different shapes. House wiring means you are dealing with how the electrical current is it flows, and moreover what is the primary torque in the electricity. That means what are the phases are there, what is the purpose of that one, what is meant by series connection, parallel connection, what is meant by fuse. Some electrical concepts, the basic electrical concepts I am going to teach you. Here we are dealing about so many varieties of shops. It's not only like as a 4 or 5 things. But in each workshop trade, first of all, a primary talk is going to discuss with various tools and a terminology will be followed. Once you understand those things, the same concept we are applying in a real physically. That is why it is lab and course integrated one. The first outcome of this course is you will learn about different types of workshop trades and what are the tools we are using. Tools means if you say work in house wiring point of here, what are the tools we are using? The tools means the screwdriver, tester, plaster, the fuse, holder, or resistor, capacitor, these things. So these elements are particularly dedicated about the house wiring tools only. In the carpentry, there are different tools will be followed. Welding, different tools. If you know the tools detail, then only you know how to operate and where to have to operate those things. That is why the first objective you are learning is what are the different types of the trades, what are the tools they are using, and moreover, we are not only about talking the traditional machining process, we are introducing about the new concepts, the new technologies. Those are nothing but the CNC machines. So in the first year itself, you will get an awareness about the CNC machines. The computer numerical controlled machine. That means it is a programmable machine which is the help of that one we are going to be manufacture some products. And on our university we have a dedicated missions about to develop those models. And second objective of this course is not only learning by simply reading the books, we have to get an experience by hands, by real feeling you will get whenever you work on the laboratories. The same concept what we talk and discuss in the classes out of the lecture, the same thing we are going to be work on your workshop laboratories. And each experiment is related to about one type of workshop trades. So what are the experiments and how the experiment, the details about those things I will talk about in the next few minutes. Here you will get a hands-on experience about the different types of workshop trades. Those are nothing but carpentry, fitting, tinsmithy, blacksmithing, house wiring, welding, and followed by CNC machines and other technologies. But we are restricting particularly, it is a compulsory and mandatory up to welding and CNC machines only. Now, so before going to the next slide, the first few terms are there. The one word, and each one word you have to learn what is that meaning only. The first of all, carpentry. What do you mean by carpentry? We are not dealing about carpentry point of it now. Just understand one word. The carpentry means we are working the work part models or products which are related to wood. Fitting. Fitting means we are dealing with the metals. Tinsmithy. Tinsmithy means we are dealing with the metal sheets. Metal sheets. There are two differences are there. Fitting, where we are dealing with the metal plate. Metal plate means the thickness is much more big. It is a minimum of 4 to 5 mm of thickness of metal plates. In a tinsmithing, we are dealing about the metal sheets. The thickness is much less. It may be less than 1.5 to 1 mm only. That means 1 mm less thickness of metal plates. We are working and dealing how to bend, how to develop different type of products by means of a thin metal sheets is nothing but tinsmithing. And blacksmithing. Blacksmithing means it is nothing but a relation, or I can say it is nothing but the forging operation. The forging means it is nothing but we are going to heat it about the metal plate. When the metal plate is getting a red hot condition, red hot condition means the entire material is appears in a red color. That means the temperature is very high. It is very hot in condition. Then we are using with the hammer forces to bend and convert it into different sizes and shapes. Particularly, maybe most of them you seen about these programs in national geographic journals. The programs about like as a making of a knives, making of swords. It is nothing but one type of operation. Now you are going to working on those things. The forging. The house wiring here we deals about how the connections we are going to give about for a bulbs, about one switch or double switches, and it may be connection about the series or parallel, the basic electrical concepts we are talking. The welding, finally we are talking about the welding. The welding is nothing but joining of two metal plates. We are going to join, the different technologies are available nowadays. So here we are dealing about those things. As per syllabus point of view, we are talking about only the two types of welding. Those are first of all called as arc welding, and the second one is gas welding, or I can say gas acetylene welding. Gas acetylene. So that means you will understanding about, if you observe if these things, the carpentry or fitting or tinsmithy or welding, these are a conventional, or I can say a basic type of things you are learning. And moreover, this course helps you not only end within the first year, it will helps you for entire your life about handling about those things. So I will address you the much more advantages and the benefits from this course. First of all, we'll go for the course outcomes. Once you know what is the course objectives, that is nothing but learning about the various trades and new concepts, new technologies of CNCs, and what you call as what are the tools we are using that one, and understanding various workshop trades. So that is the main course objective. So what is the outcome of this course means, here the discussion will be follows like this one. The first of all, you are identifying various tools. I told you just now, the tools are the most important thing. Without tools, we can't develop any product. So what tool and how do you have to handle the tool? So those things we will talk about from the various types of workshop trades. The list will be already mentioned. What are the various workshop trades? Those are carpentry, fitting, house wiring, tinsmithy, blacksmithy and welding. Here the next one is fabrication of the model. So your workshop in the laboratory, you are developing some models. So how to develop that model? So that means the fabrication you will learning from in the various workshop trades in working on laboratories. And here the third one, what we are learning or what is the course outcome means, you are learning about the advanced machine tool concepts, how it is going to work. That means you are physically, you know how you are dealing and how you are going to develop your product with the help of some tools. Every object you did by yourself only. And finally, when the end of the course, the same thing how you feel and how you are working, the same concept we have to give to the CNC machines, the computers. The computer plays a big role for the development of that one. So how it is transfers, how the technologies are developed. So those things we'll talk, and this is the one of the output of the course. You are going to learn how the advanced the machine tools is going to be applied. And finally here, whenever we developing some models is nothing but you are learning methodology. Means what I am telling here, one student develop or one batch is developing one product which is very fine and more accurate. One student or one batch may not get the same. What is the difference means? They are using the same type of tools, but the procedure may differ. Handling of the tools may differ, or the steps they followed is differ. Is nothing but methodology. So once the course is completed, you are able to understand what is the right methodology or what methodology you have to follow to develop for the given task. The task is nothing but develop a product. For sake of simplicity, if you say I have a marker, this is like as an indicator, this is one product and this is another product. What is it one? Two products. One is a pen, another one is a board indicator. These are two different products. If I am given to develop this product, definitely everybody knows these are two different purpose, two different materials, two different approaches you have to follow. That is nothing but methodology. So what will be the first step and what are the final step? How you are dealing. So the students definitely able to learn the methodologies to follow to develop the product in these workshop trades. So far I am just talking for the last 15 minutes about the various types of trades and its objective of this course and what are the outcome of this course. And here we will go for very quickly to see about what are the skills you will learn. The skills. Why? Because you are working physically. You are developing the models. So there is some benefits and some learning skills are there. What are those things means? You will learn about here what are the various types of wood joints. Wood joint. Here the wood, when the two woods are there, how we are going to join. The different joints are there. For all types, it is not like a same joint it will made. The chair, if the handle is there and the base is there, how we are going to be joined. What type of joints are there. So you will learn about these how wooden joints, particularly which are applied in case of household purpose. And you will learn about the design and the development of the sheet metal products. Nowadays also, most of the automobile, even if you check it out, the scooties, whatever it is there, the front body and the metal body, if you observe that one, it may be like as a combination, the two portions will be there. One is about the plastic, another one is about the sheet metal. It is nothing but sheet metal. So that means it may be a vehicles or a two-wheeler or four-wheeler, the framing or the outer part is nothing but a thin sheet metal. So the skills what you are learning from this one is about the design and development of the sheet metal products. And here one more thing is the forging operation. From the forging operations, you will know how to fabricate products. And the techniques we are going to deal here. What are the techniques we have to follow to develop that product? And you will learn here one of the skill as the creator of the products from the which are related to the industrial applications. The industry means it will be big thing, but so many components are there. For example, if you say automobile is there, in an automobile there are more than 3000 different types of components are assembled together to make an automobile. In among the 3000, or more than 3000. In this one, the small things will be there. It may be a screw or a nut or a bolt. This is also one of the product. The product have to maintain proper size and dimension and able good properties called as strength. If it is not maintained, it is a failure. In entire automobile, one component is a failure, the entire design also going to be failure. So the engine is we are playing say key role about to know about how to develop a right precise products. So what is the methodologies you are learning? So here, by learning all these things, as a student, you will learn about the how to create a products which are suitable related to the industrial application. So those things you will learn from these skills. Now, briefly we'll talk about a syllabus. The first unit is itself as engineering materials. So in engineering materials, we'll talk about what are the classification followed in engineering materials, particularly the steels and the cast irons. What are the types of steels? What is the impact of the steel material in industrial revolution? And what are the various cast iron material and its applications? And not only learning about the list of the materials, we will also learn about what are the properties of the materials. The properties may be physical, chemical, mechanical, it may be optical, or it may be any other category. So all these properties we are learning. Why all these things are required means, if you want to work about to develop a product, the product performance and its function depends upon its properties. What property of that material? So the property is a main thing to have to understand. That is why the first unit, it is related to about the material classification and learning the various properties. Here the outcome of the units are like follows: the classification which are related to the engineering materials. So the materials particularly which are used in engineering field, those things only will talk, but we are highlighting about two aspects. First one is ferrous and the second one is non-ferrous. Ferrous means which comes under an example of steels and cast iron. In non-ferrous, it may be aluminum, brass, or the material, the maximum element is less than, the maximum element is other than iron. The ferrous means the iron is the major portion. So I will talk about those things in the next video lecture. So the classification: cast irons, aluminum and copper alloys, what are that one, and what are the effect of the steel material in the industrial sector. And not only that one, we are learning about the material properties and its significance. This is from the first unit. Coming to the second unit, which is completely dedicated with the carpentry. And moreover, from the second unit onwards, you are really exposed to the workshop trades. Among the workshop trades, the carpentry is one of the trade. Here we are dealing about the wood products. So the syllabus, if you observe this one, here we are discussing about the preliminary, what are the wood and wood classifications. It will be called as a hardwood and softwood. What are its characteristics? Once you know about the wood and wood properties, then we'll go for directly what are the material, the wood material handling tools. In other words, we call carpentry tools. What are the tools? The list may be very little big. That means it is about 20 to 30 various tools are there. The tools may be categorized like as marking tools, measuring tools, holding tools, cutting tools and supporting tools. Now once if you understand all these categories about what is the purpose and what are the tools are there, the same way of the expectation and the same way of the presentation is followed from the second unit onwards to the remaining units, third, fourth and fifth units. But we are learning about one workshop means trade. In workshop trade, what are the tools are there, and among the tools, what are the measuring, marking, cutting, holding. So different purpose. What are those tools are there? So the detail will talk about the carpentry tools and followed by joints. When I said about the outcome, here also will be like that one. So here the one of the thing is we are learning about the wood and wood's characteristics and followed by the carpentry tools. The third one about the handling of the carpentry tools and the development of the products. So when I am doing all these things, the joints is important. So what are the various joints, carpentry joints are there. So we are going to show you about those things also. And finally about the safety precautions and for showing about various real applications. So those things will cover in the second unit. Coming to the third unit comes under a different type of the workshop trades. That means the entire course is about learning about the workshop trades only. The first unit about engineering materials, the second unit to carpentry only, but third unit there is a two different trades you are learning. The one is about fitting, another one is about tinsmithing. Fitting, where you are dealing about the metals, that is why we are using about the metal tools and hacksaw blades and files. All these are nothing but tools only. How to deal about the tools, how to handle the tools. So here I can't separate it about the lab learning and course learning. In the course, I will tell you about what is that, how it will be going to be work, what is the importance. And the same thing, you are working with the learning of understanding of these basic things. You will learn much more by doing practicing and working and developing the models. So there is a fitting is a second trade. And similarly, the another one is that tinsmithing. Here we are dealing about the thin sheet metal plates. Simply it is a nothing but galvanized iron plates. So from that one, how to work, that means how to bend, how to shear, how to make a blanking, how to make a product with the help of thin sheet metal to make it a suitable finished product. So those things will be deal in the tinsmithing. The third unit is about fitting and tinsmithing, and the outcomes will be learning the tools followed in the tinsmithing and fitting operations and hands-on experience about the fitting and tinsmithing to develop the products. The three units are completed, the three trades we learn. Now come to the fourth unit. Here also you are going to learn about the two types of trades. The first one is about forging and the next one is house wiring. The forging, that metal plate is heated in the furnace and applied the human muscle power with the help of a hammer force and converted and changed about the metal, whatever it is given to you, about its size and shape. In simply one sentence I mentioned. To make that one, what are the tools are there? How do you have to handle? What furnaces are there? How the material properties are affected in the forging. So these things I will talk about in the forging operations. Coming to the house wiring, I mentioned it is simply the basic electrical concepts you are going to learn about the currents, or I can say the phases, the flow of current, and various basic elementary tools which are using in the electricity. How to connect those things. So those things you are learning. That is why the outcome of the unit is about to learning about the various tools and how to handle, and not only that one, the basic terminology about the circuits, the series and parallel connections. The last unit, the fifth one, here we are dealing about the two things. One is about the welding, another one is about the CNC. In the welding, we are talking about only the two types of the welding process, arc welding and gas acetylene welding. Whereas in the case of CNC machines, we will learn about the introductory concepts like as CNC machines, the computer numerical control. How it will be work, what are the types are there, what are the applications and what are the advantages. That is why the outcomes of this course is the practical exposure about the metal joining process and the basic components and functioning about the CNC machines, which is an advanced topic. Syllabus is complete. Here we will go for about the list of experiments, and it is a lab integrated course. You will learn about from these experiments. The laboratory experiments is follows like as this one. Here the first experiment is about to performing and developing about the carpentry type of products. The first two experiments. The one is about the mortise and tenon joint, another one is about the T-lap joint. That means the wood products you are developing about the joints, maybe T-lap or maybe mortise and tenon. These are the two products. So how we are going to be joined, how to make that product. That means the first two experiments this comes under the carpentry. The next two, the third and fourth number serial, this comes under the fitting, the metal plates. How the metal plates you are going to cut into a V-shaped fit and making it a U-shaped fit. Fit means the two plates are there. Fit means two plates. So the fit is a U-shaped fit, another one is a V-shape. So to make a U-shape, one plate you have to cut into a U-shaped groove type, another one the excess material you have to remove. How we have to make that? So those things will deal about the third and fourth about the fitting. The fifth and sixth one is related to the tinsmithing, whereas the first type of product is truncated cylinder. The first one is truncated cylinder. And the next one is about square tray. The square tray, if you want to make, how do we have to develop the procedure? And exclusively the fifth and sixth experiment, we have to use about the drafter. From the drafter, what are the drawings you develop about the square tray and truncated cylinder? Based on those drawings, we are going to cut about the sheet metal and going to making it the product. So the drafter is required when you are going to deal about tinsmithy workshop. The next seventh and eighth one is related to the blacksmithing. In the case of blacksmithing, we have to make about a thin long section rod will be given to you, it may be square cross section. And you have to convert that square cross section into a round, that is related to the experiment number 8. Another one is that long square cross section, you have to convert into a S shape. S shape or nothing but we call as a hook. The hook will be there, you have to convert that shape by means of a forging techniques. Meaning the seventh one and eighth one is related to the blacksmithing. And the ninth one and 10th one are related to the house wiring, where you are going to learn and going to developing the concepts about the circuits connections for a one bulb controlled by one-way switch and two lamps controlled by one-way switch. And the 11th one is about CNC and welding operations. It is going to be demonstrated. The first 1 to 10 experiments, the physically you have to appear and develop the product and models. But coming to the 11th one, it is only a demonstrate purpose. Why? Because as per the time born in this course, it is not possible about to demonstrate, to work out on experiences about the CNC and welding. But it is, if possible, we are going to allow you, the students, to develop these products. Till so far, I just talked about the course outcomes, the syllabus and the unit-wise outcomes, and what are the skills you will learn and what are the list of experiments. So from this course, the 19MB103, the textbooks and the reference books was prescribed like this one. So I will prefer about the elements of the workshop technology, which was written by S.K. Hajar Chaudhary, which is the 11th edition and is the media promotions. Another one is about Venkata Chalapatya, who was written about another book, which is a first year engineering workshop practice. So these two books which I am recommending about this course will help you to understand much more concepts. They are coming to the reference books. I will prefer the first course of the workshop practice, theory, practice and workshop book, which was published by the Suman Publications, and the authors are about Gopal and Murali and Kumar. Another one is there about workshop technology, publications by KVN. The author is a KVN. Sorry. The second reference book is about the workshop technology. The publication is a Radiant Publications. The author is a KVN. So these books may help you about to learn. So I'm summarizing. So far we are I'm summarizing. So far I talked about the course structure and objectives, the outcomes and the skills what you learn from this one. And moreover, we talk about the syllabus, what are the topics there, what are the topics are there, and what are the outcomes of that one, and the list of experiments and the overview of this course. So from this one, I am closing the section. If you have any queries, and please contact me through this mail. kpc_vignan.ac.in. Thank you for watching.